No matter what you do, no matter how you start, what you are doing, if you are not capable to enroll customers, to take customers, it will not succeed. It's even more. History is full of companies and examples that they had phenomenal product, that they had the best technology, that they were very innovative, but because they didn't have the right commercial strategy, they didn't succeed. We all know MySpace, or you know the history of VHS and Betamax. Do you know this history, VHS, Betamax?
Tell me.
So back in the 80s, when the tape recorders started, there were two systems. It was Betamax and VHS. Betamax, it was clearly better. It was made by Sony, it was more resilient, it had more storage capacity, better sound, it was capable to reproduce more movies. However, VHS won over, and it became the standard, and we all know the VHS tapes. And this is because JVC, which was the company that it was manufacturing the VHS, they were way more smart than Sony, and what they did is they franchised their technology, and then what happened is that 10 different manufacturers like Panasonic, Sony, Sanyo, they started to produce VHS tapes, and purely by the sales volume of the VHS, all the media and all the content companies supported the VHS, and all they were the worst technology, they won over the market. And see, this is something that it happens time and time again. When you look around, you can see that there are disproportionate numbers of companies from USA and Israel, startups that they get very, very successful. And actually the main differentiator is that they know how to sell. In Europe, we don't know how to sell our startup, particularly in Poland. There are fantastic solutions, fantastic products, great technology, but then we suck at selling our solutions. So if you really, it doesn't matter how good the functionalities, the cost saving, what you are doing, if you don't know how to communicate, you will fail. Yeah, most of the startups, they fail because they don't know how to sell. Out of the 5 top reasons why companies, startups fail, 3 of them are directly for poor sales or commercial execution. 12 years in the startup environment is a long, long time. And I'm a little bit of an analyzer. And there are 3 things that companies that they go from nothing to a middle size, they have in common. 3 things. Whether or not they do it consciously is a different thing. But there are 3 things that they have in common. One is that they recruit very smart people. Second is that they somehow they put the structure and processes to grow. Because you have a company, 4, 5, 6 people, it's easy to manage one guy, the startup leader, he can control. But when it gets more than 15, 20, 30 people, if you don't have these processes and these rules in place, it will not fly. And the third thing, which I believe is the most important, is that they are capable to communicate. It doesn't mean that they have the best sales guys, or the best marketing, or the best, but somehow they are capable to send through their message, their product to customers. Word of mouth, marketing, television, connections, fantastic sales team. So this is it. There is no way around. If you don't get this right, you will never succeed. Never. First rule. There are no rules. No. You have to get a new one at the moment. There are no universal rules. Yeah. Okay. So, depending whether your product or solution is targeted to business to business, business to consumer, it's a solution that you can sell to consumers or business, or you're going to have to engineer a completely different commercial strategy. Even within the same segments, business to business, depending on what is the relationship, the complexity, the cost, the implementation that you're going to have with the customer, you're going to have to prepare a whole unique commercial strategy for these products. Here the example. The way that you try to sell your product of one solution where you're going to have multiple iterations with the customer for the next 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years. This is a relationship building exercise. And therefore your commercial strategy has to be based in some sort of system where this relationship with the customer is going to be getting better and better through the time. Other situations, like maybe you're selling a big machine or you're selling an apartment, you're only going to have one iteration with the customer, right? And maybe the way that you have to gather customers to do the sell and move on to the next one, it will be different. Common sense and business acumen. Unfortunately, there is not one rule that we can tell you, look, do this and you will sell. What you have to do is to understand what is the situation, how your market and your product is perceived, and how to gather customers. The good news, it's not only bad news, okay, is that there are generics. There are some general common things that you can apply in almost every business. You know the 10 seconds rule? Someone knows the 10 seconds rule? You know the 10 seconds rule, Clement?
I think we want to hear it.
If you cannot explain your product or service in 10 seconds, there is something wrong.
Okay, you have 10 seconds. Tell us what you do.
Handelot? Handelot helps businesses the whole worldwide to buy and sell consumer electronics at cheaper prices or at more expensive prices. You're a business-to-business company, you're buying big quantities of mobile phones. By the way, my phone is our customer. Telephone One is using Handelot. So you want to sell big quantities of consumer electronics, come to Handelot, you will find more customers and more suppliers. Is that good for your business?
You tell me.
I think it is. So first of all is that if the customer, the person they're going to buy, cannot understand what you are selling, there's no way that they're going to buy it. And other times, all what you have is 10 seconds to explain what you are doing. Because if the guy that is buying the product, or the person, they think that you're a time waster and you can explain what you are doing, you lose credibility, the sales is off. 10 seconds. You have to explain what you are doing in 10 seconds. Value. Value is a big word, okay? It can mean lots of different things. It can be increase of sales, it can be cost reduction, it can mean satisfaction, experience for the end users. But if you don't have a product or solution that is giving real value to the customers, there's no way that they're going to pay. You can explain it fantastically, but if they don't perceive that they are getting value, they will not buy it. And we will come to this later on, but remember this sentence. If there is a takeaway from today, is money is what you pay, value is what you get. And if the value that you're giving to your customers is bigger than that you're asking for, then you have a business. Understand your audience. And here they're not going to have a chat. Is insane. It's insane the amount of startups that they start products and solutions. They spend thousands, tens of thousands, even millions in research and development, in functionalities, in the looks, in the marketing. And they never ask the customers, the potential customers, if this is something that they want, that they like, or that they will pay money for. It's absolutely insane. Why would you spend 2 years of your life and all your life savings and you didn't do a poor marketing research whether or not the people they want to buy what you are producing?
If you do not understand why people are going to give you money, your business has a death date. You need to understand the difference between what they place a value on and the costs that it takes to deliver that. And the best businesses are those that understand that the most.
Best businesses, I complement that, are the ones that they are started with the commitment of your future customers that they will buy the product that you are developing. That is a business. Oh, sticky solutions. This is deep, eh? I know that this is not always possible, but this is if you can somehow mutate your product and solution to make it a sticky solution. This is a long-term success guaranteed. But if somehow you can get your product and solution, and from this product and solution build this long-term relationship, and there are majority of even manufacturers they are developing. Kone, you know, Sidler lifts the elevators. They had business, which it was they produce the elevator, they sell it, they get the money, finished. Now what they are doing today is that they are selling the elevator almost at cost, and the customers are signing 20 years contract of maintenance of the elevator. Now what this happens is that they have a customer for the rest of their life, they will replace the elevator, they're increasing the revenue, and they have more stable revenues. Software up to 6, 7, 8 years ago, you were going there, you were paying a fortune for the software, and then off you go. Now, a majority of the companies are mutating to sell software as a service, where the customers, they have a much lower entry fee, which they can increase the sales, A. B, they're in contact with the customer all the time, so they have a captive customer. And in the long term, the revenue is much bigger. A sticky solution, if you can engineer sticky solutions, that is another secure point. And then all the standards that you see in the media, yeah, this is very important. But I leave this for everyone else. Hire smart people, leverage the social media. Social media is working well. It's actually is true that when you invest in Facebook or in all these platforms, you are getting money. Okay? Fuck ups. We have. Dermot asked me to put 3 fuck ups. I had so many, I didn't know which one pick up. 13 years they give for many mistakes. So the first, be smart, be clever, choosing the media or the channels that you want to use to communicate your product or solution. See, in Bulgaria we had the happy idea. We have a real estate company where you have to buy and to sell properties, and we do property management. We were the first company doing property management in Bulgaria. And then we had the happy idea to do radio advertising. But guess what? The percentage of people that listen and ride in a car, that by chance they are looking to buy an apartment, and that they remember even the phone number of the agency to call us, it was nothing. So we spent a lot of money in radio advertising, which it was down the road. Being cheapest is not always the best. This is really, and again, this is a European mentality. We believe that because we have the cheapest prices, the customers, they're gonna come to us. Bullshit. That doesn't work. In fact, if you are secure, you know that you are giving value to your customers. Don't be shy, don't undersell yourself. When we started Handelot, we were selling the membership for 500 euros. Our customers, they were getting 10,000 euros, and we were only asking for 500 euros. This is fucking insane. This was crazy. What did happen is that we were 2 or 3 years there with very little profit, that we couldn't invest in research and development. We couldn't recruit so many people, and it slowed down the growth of the company. Ever since we increased 4 times the prices of the membership of Handelot, and the sales, instead of going down, they went up. So if you are sure that your product and solution is giving value, don't sell it cheap. Less is more. See, it gets one point where things start to run. You start to get people, you start to make money, and then you believe that you are the king of the world, and anything that you do will work. So then all of a sudden we had 7, 8, 9 projects going on to do commercial strategies. And guess what? It gets one point that you cannot control what you are doing. There are way too many things. You don't even have money to fund all the projects. And you go from doing 7 different projects to none of them be successful. So no matter how fast you're growing, be very thrifty and very careful from where you put your money and where you put your attention. Less is more than again. So, quick summary. Okay. There are no universal rules when it comes for a commercial strategy. Use common sense. Okay. Most of the startups they fail because they don't know how to sell. if you are an IT team or IT startup, don't be afraid to get someone with business acumen to put them in the team. When you see through all the big successful startups, IT startup companies like Google, Microsoft is an exception because it was Bill Gates who was the business-minded guy. But even Apple, the really successful startup companies, they always have a business guy on the side. Sell the value, understand your customers, explain it well for preferably less than 10 seconds, and generate long-term relationships. And for this you can read. Learn from the mistake of everybody. There is a lot of books, a lot of media and internet where you can go read, see how they made mistakes and learn from that mistakes. Okay.